Hey, this is Deri and welcome to the No Regrets series. We're coming up to the end of the series now. We're regret number 2 today. So again, if you're just coming on this video, I encourage you to see the rest of the series, see the setup of the studies that we've done, and the regrets become progressively harder. So you might not want to just smash in at number 1 and 2, okay? But please understand these were ranked, and quite considerably ranked. So as we're approaching number 2 and 1, some of the other ones might have resonated with you more. Okay, but number 2 was the second most biggest regret for people in life was not following my own path or career. Now look, notice the words. The words came out in slightly different ways as we did the study, but it was my own path or career. Now this one, again, I think for me, I do not resonate with this personally because I very much have. I've followed my own path from the early days. However, that was not the easy path, and I think this is why a lot of people don't follow it. Now, and I think this is the big part of my regret is if I hadn't followed my own path, I would be sitting here with a shitload of regret right now. And it came out in several ways. Okay, the first one was again, a lot of people follow the path that their parents set them. Now, I was so close to doing that one, right? When I was brought up, it was my father had the local shop, and it was and son, right? He wanted me to come into the family business. He wanted me to continue that in the local shop. And I was clear, by the way, by the age of 8 that I didn't want to. I don't know why I was so clear at the age of 8 that I didn't want to, but I didn't. And he talked about it all the way through my teens. He went on then and just worked on lorries and stuff, and he wanted to set his own thing up with us. I just did not want to do that. He manipulated me a few times. He kind of tried to bribe me several times. Thankfully, I was strong enough in myself not to do that. But I could have easily gone down the path of going down what my father wanted. Thankfully, my mother was always very supportive. She just wanted me to be what I wanted to be. So I honour my mum for that. I think my mum was the one that allowed me to be more of me. But so many people will follow in their parents' footsteps because their parents want it, not them. And we can see what's going to come next, right? Now, let me just put this in context before I move on to the second one, by the way. We talked about 10,000 hours to master in one of the previous videos. The reason this one is such a big regret is we spend up to about 100,000 hours of our lives in our work or our paths or our career, whatever you want to call it. It might be building your own business as an entrepreneur. You might be in a career, 100,000 hours. So if you're doing something because your parents forced you to do it or guided you to do it or manipulated you to do it, that's a lot of life gone right there. And this is why it's such a major one for people. This is where midlife crises happen all over this. You can see this one, right? A mile off. Now, so the parents one was an obvious one that came out of this. The second one was actually spouse. That we did it, we followed a path or a career because of our spouse. So a lot of this was supportive. It was, whether a woman sets up a business and the husband supports her in that, and the husband is then just supporting the business, or vice versa. I see a lot of husband and wife teams. Whenever I see a husband and wife team, I'm interested because there's usually one leading and one following, and there's an interesting dynamic there which needs to be unravelled. And it's are you both on path? Are you both following your destinies? This is a difficult one for people. And I've also seen people sacrifice. My mother was a housewife and my father worked, but that wasn't a sacrifice. My mother loved the family. She was a big family person, and it was, I don't think she's got any regrets in what she did for the family. That was her choice. Whereas a number of people will have sacrificed themselves for their family and would regret not taking the path or the career they chose. So that's one to keep an eye on, I think. And the third one, and I think this is the most brutal one, which I want to call anyone out who's watching this one on, and that was you're not following your own path because of you, because you got in the way. Now that, we can blame other people, we can look to the reasons why, our regrets are there of to do what my parents want, whatever. Each of those is choice. We must make a different choice. But the biggest one of all is you just chose badly and you didn't re-choose. And a lot of that is, we go into a career. A lot of people saying, I want to be an accountant, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be whatever. And that was your choice. It wasn't your parents' choice, although they were probably very happy about that. It wasn't your spouse's choice. You chose, and you chose wrong, right? That happens all the time. And by the way, your first business is not your last business. Your first career is not your last career. The Gen Ys coming through right now, they're proving that. They're just changed all the time. Brilliant. Good for them. I'm a Gen X, but I've got Gen Y tendencies because I changed careers too. And because I wouldn't be put in a box, I recognized I did some parts of my career and I did them to realize I didn't want to do them. But I changed. And that I don't regret. It was tough at the time. So many people told me I couldn't do it. But you know what? It was the best thing for me. I've evolved through a number of careers and a number of businesses to being where I am today, when I love it, and I'm still evolving all the time. But I think that this is the killer one. A number of you now will be recognizing this. You might have pivoted. A lot of you will be in the, I am not following my own path. I'm not following my own career. That's a bigger choice. All right. Now, if you're in that position, please reach out to us. Okay. Come over to Diamond Life Design. This is where we help people in this kind of situation. The whole program set up to re-architect what you truly want across all areas of your life, and your career and path is one of them. Okay. You might be your business. You might be a business owner, entrepreneur. We can help you in that, guys. But equally, sometimes you need coaching in that. I'm not a coach, so don't come to me for that. But we have a load of really great coaches who can help you transition through career and help you transition into new parts of life. This is the stuff you need help with and support with. And for those who make that decision, I honor you, and we're here to help you as part of that, all right? So that's a big one. 100,000 hours worth of regret right there. Let's get that fixed partway through the journey. You don't want to be going and dying with that one intact, all right? So let's come in. Number one's coming up in the next video. Let's go and find out what the top regret is.